So after playing for about 3 hours, I wanted to give you guys my first impressions of the game. I don't want to do a full review until completely done with the whole story, the side quests, and all the like nooks and crannies of the game. But so far, so good. It's actually been a pretty nice experience. Was it everything that I was hoping for in a Cyberpunk game? Not really, but we'll get to all that stuff. But first, starting with the graphics, because this was like the most important thing. I feel like, even from watching all the trailers and all that stuff, and I know a lot of you would really hyped about that. The graphics are amazing on the PC version of the game. The reflections, the lighting, the character detail, everything is just so amazing in it, and this is the biggest selling factor of this game right now. Unfortunately, though, on last gen consoles, really lacking. There's a lot of problems with it. Texture popping and all sorts of nasty stuff. So that was most likely the reason why they even delayed it the last time, was because they were trying to work on some of that stuff, and it shows that they still needed a lot more work to do even after delaying this game for so long, especially since there's a lot of bugs. And unfortunately, you know, even after only playing for about 3 hours, I still noticed a lot of them. Like, one moment I saw the chopsticks when he was eating was floating in the air, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh, look! Oh, the sticks are floating in the air. Uh-oh. Bugginess.
Let's get out of here.
Whoa! Whoa!
Good work. Shit show's over.
You just walked inside that.
Cutting my wires now.
You know, this game is really plagued with bugs, and a lot of these reviewers have been talking about it already. Even though I've been trying really hard to avoid the spoilers and stuff like that, it's hard to avoid when a lot of people are getting loud on Twitter talking about bugs, and also on Reddit and all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty sad to see that there's still a lot of bugs at launch. The customization options with your just cosmetics, making your actual person, is pretty good. Like, it's not overbearing, and it's also not underwhelming. It's a nice balance that gives you a lot of opportunity to change things. You could even change your dick size. You could even choose, like, if you want a pussy instead of a dick on a guy. You can also change the voice to a female. Like, it's so crazy that they have these options in here. The only downside that I saw with it is that when I was playing the game, I don't know if maybe this is an option to turn on or off, I somehow lost my pants, and I kept looking down, and the first thing I saw was underwear was on. But when I go into the inventory screen, my dick is flopping. So I'm like, wait, why is this a thing? I don't understand. Why can't I see my dick when I look down? You know, it sounds like a personal problem. But like, when I think back at Conan Exiles, you could see your dick flopping around everywhere, and you know, you can actually do the same thing, which is like, you know, adjust the size of it and all that stuff. So like, I don't understand why we can't see our dick though. When it comes to the actual like combat and stuff like that, this game is very, very much handled like The Witcher, where you have a bunch of different gear pieces and quality types of the weapons. So you're going to be spending a lot of time trying to upgrade them to do more damage and stuff like that. And so far, like, the combat, as far as like shooting and gameplay, is pretty nice. There are bullet sponges in the game, and this is something that I was worried about at first. Lucky enough, you know, this is a single player game, so you can modify your difficulty settings to make it a little bit more lenient, to make it feel more just like a first person shooter. But yeah, this is expected out of an RPG. You also have the hacking, so you can hack people similar to like Watch Dogs, where you can like hack cameras, you can distract people, you can like disable them completely. There's a lot of opportunities for like side gameplay, like doing some extra stuff. As far as like the stealth goes, because I was trying to do a little bit of stealth, it feels kind of clunky, and especially since your character moves so slow when he's crouched. Like, a lot of situations, I'd rather just shoot him in the head than go and try to sneak and knock him out and all that, because it just felt it didn't feel very good. It didn't feel fluid. It didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game, for example, or like a Splinter Cell or some shit. You know what I mean? Like it didn't feel like those games. It just felt like it was the last thing that was just kind of added. And then the driving is absolutely terrible. It's like driving a fucking ice block and you're trying to drive it through like an ice field and it's just sliding around and it's like the turning is just very awkward. And it's almost like trying to drive a car in Halo, like the Warthogs or something. But even that has better control than these things because these cars just slide all over the place. It's really awkward. It's really awkward to drive in this game. As far as the story goes, story is top notch. The voice acting is really, really good. I really loved like the facial animations, all the work that they put into all that stuff. And this is the thing that's going to carry this game forever is the fact that the story is already really, really good. And that was the main reason why even The Witcher 3 had so much praise, is because of the story. It wasn't really about the combat. It wasn't really about the extra things, the RPG elements or whatever. In this game, it's showing exactly what we got in The Witcher 3, which was a great story. The only problem with the story that I've seen so far is that you really don't have much of a choice when it comes to dialogue options. Don't get me wrong, there are other options to choose from. But the problem is that the other options are like similar to other games, like The Witcher, for example. You're picking those options just to get some extra story attached to whatever your objective is or whatever you're discussing. It's not really a choice of words to change your storyline, similar to like what I was hoping it was going to be more like Detroit Become Human. That kind of thing where your choices mattered greatly. And maybe later on in the game it will turn into that. But I'm just kind of disappointed that the story kind of feels like it's on rails right now. And it's just kind of like just guiding you along with this story. Things happen, a car chase randomly happens and it's like, oh, okay, this was all planned by the developer. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel like you actually have a choice here. And I was really hoping that this game would be the type of game where you could role play it and you can decide how you want to approach the game. But instead, I'm just on rails, just following along with the story. And that's the only really disappointing part about this game. I was expecting a lot more with the RPG side of the game. It's as if it's trying to be an old school RPG, like something similar to, let's say, Fallout New Vegas, for example, where you have like a lot of different choices of like things you can pick for your character to be good at, like hacking and things like that. So that's cool, but it's very simplistic. Like there's nothing overbearing about it. It just feels like, an average run-of-the-mill, like almost like The Witcher. Like you're just playing The Witcher again. And yeah, that's the only disappointing part. I was hoping for a little bit more hardcore RPG elements in this. So my thoughts so far on this, it sounds like I'm kind of mixed at the moment, and that's kind of how I'm feeling. I really like the story so far, so I'm definitely going to play the shit out of this game, and I'm definitely going to finish it. I'm just kind of disappointed with the RPG elements, and I'm really disappointed with the driving in this game. Like I was hoping it would be a little bit smoother, especially since this game, I know you guys probably hate me saying this, but it feels like Grand Theft Auto RPG. That's what it feels like. It feels like The Witcher combined with Grand Theft Auto. So like I'm trying to like play it where I can free roam and do whatever I want and do all these things, just like Grand Theft Auto, but it has these weird, like the driving just feels so awkward, and it makes me not even want to travel like that. And even in the beginning, when I first was introduced to the world, it feels so amazing and big that I don't even want to drive. Like I just want to walk around and just kind of like experience everything and just see things. And that's the cool part about this game, is that you really do feel like you're in this world. You know what I mean? So it's pretty awesome. I'm really hoping that they fix the bugs though, because the bugs are pretty immersion blocking. It just, yeah, they really need to work on that. But anyway, we'll see what the future holds. And also, I'm going to be playing the shit out of this. And once I finish, I'll definitely put a review out, a real review. But Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Let me know in the comments of what you think so far about Cyberpunk if you're already playing it. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch. All right. Later, guys.